What's up, Semen retention? If you keep on masturbating, you will become a depressed loser. If you think that you can change your habits, you think you can change your life, that you can you know, go in the you can change yourself in general. If you think you can change yourself in general without cutting out the bad habits, that's not how it's gonna work. I think when it comes to masturbation and all that type of stuff, if you keep on feeding it, no matter how much you try to change yourself, your life will continue to get worse. Like I used to think that going to the gym and you know, I just think that going to the gym was gonna fix my problem with masturbation and all that. But when I found out is you can't still feed the addiction and try to replace it at the same time. You get what I'm saying? You have to really switch to the other one. So anytime I was thinking about, you know, um, relapsing or watching porn or masturbating, I needed to go to the gym. Right? You can't say, okay, I'm gonna go to the gym and I'm gonna masturbate and it's gonna slowly weed out where I'm not gonna wanna masturbate no more. No, if you keep feeding the addiction, you keep feeding that bad habit, you know, it's gonna continue to get stronger and you're not gonna be able to replace it. You have to kind of cut off the lifeline of the bad habit so you can give all that energy you would be giving to the bad habit to the new habit. You have to take care, you know, and give life to the new habit, give attention to the new habit, you know. And I just think that's very important, and your life will continue to get worse. It will. It will get worse. As a man, and your problem is masturbating and watching the websites and all that type of stuff. I can guarantee you, no matter how much better you think your life is getting, when you still feeding an addiction like that, it's gonna aid in you being more depressed. It's gonna aid in you not being yourself. It's gonna aid in you, not really living your life how you want to live it. And that's one thing that I've just been understanding. Like I've understood like many times I've tried to just like have better habits and change, but I wouldn't get rid of masturbating. I would always keep doing that. And so none of the new habits and the new things would stick, you know. And it's a lot of guys out there who might be losers. And obviously, if you're a loser, 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna feel good about yourself. But I think with masturbation, it keys in on you being depressed, and you feeling bad about yourself. Not even from a loser standpoint, but just from a how you how you don't feel good about who you are as a person. On the inside, before the money, before any superficial thing, you don't feel good about yourself on the inside. And I think that's the most important thing. That's the thing that's gonna affect, your confidence level and all that type of stuff. And I believe I've been in a place where I felt where I was a loser, you know, and I believe I'm getting out of that now. And I was depressed, you know, and I think with me even relapsing, yesterday, I'm just understanding that it comes with time, but you know anytime you relapse, it's not gonna be good. It's gonna make you feel bad about yourself. And the more you keep relapsing, the more you keep, masturbating every day, and you stay addicted to it, your life gonna get gradually worse. You're gonna become more depressed than you was the last time. And just over time, you're gonna see that you didn't. Over time, you're gonna see you in the same place you was last year, and the year before that, and the year before that, and you haven't made no change. You haven't improved any at all, you know. And I think one thing a lot of young men gotta understand is it's all about taking action. You know, that's something that I be trying to tell myself sometimes. It's not even just talking about it on a YouTube video. If I want to improve my life, I got to go out there and change some stuff. It might feel uncomfortable. It's not going to feel good. I need to go out and, get real life experience with certain things, not with just dating, but just with living my life, being a man. And this isn't for, to impress anybody, but just to get the full, to stop being a child and live my life on my own, and just kind of, get the hang of life and knowing that I could take care of myself and just be a man in general. Um, I don't want to get caught up in being a child when I should be out there living my life, because it's responsibilities, but to me, like, it's a lot of freedom. And I feel like when you become an adult and you have to start, doing stuff, you know. But yeah, man, like, just with time, if you don't stop masturbating, if you don't stop watching the websites and stuff, your life is going to get worse and worse and worse. Your mental health will get worse, worse and worse. It's not gonna help you. And I just I gotta realize that everybody that struggle with the addiction, we gotta realize that, man. Um, what's that saying? If nothing changes, nothing changes. If you feel bad right now and you don't feel good about your life, if you keep doing the same thing you did yesterday, you're gonna stay depressed. You're gonna stay a loser. You're never gonna get any better. You're never gonna make improvement. The people who get the furthest in life is the people who take massive action. You know what I'm saying? And it's not always the dudes they got the high IQs and the super intellectual. They get the farthest. It be the guys who just take action. The guy might not be nowhere near nowhere near as smart, but that's the guy that's gonna take action. That's gonna, what he gonna say? I'm not the best. I'm not this. I'm not that. But he take action. There's guys I know in real life who, on paper, they might not be some smart guy or some academically streets. They might not be some type of scholarly type of dude that cared about school or anything, but they'll get a lot further in life because the stuff they wanted to do, they went out and they just tried it. You get what I'm saying? They wasn't sitting on, just waiting on something to come to them. They went out and they went for it. And it's many times I have many examples. Like, I remember one time my cousin, he's one of those guys that's like, he's a doer. He's gonna go out there and do it before anything. Before he even know all the facts about it, he just gonna go out there and try. Me, I was the guy on the other hand where I wasn't to wait on everything and I wasn't ready to take action. And I remember it was a job interview we had. I was trying to get a job interview at this job, but I didn't get it because I wasn't being active about it. I wasn't trying to call the people up there. I wasn't trying to, kind of put my name in there just to get them. I wasn't trying to be active about it. While he was calling them every day, having conversations with them, and he got an interview before me, and I applied before he did. And that's just a little small example of why you gotta take action. Because if you don't, your life will get worse, especially when it comes to masturbating and all that. That's all I got to say. Peace out.